Yo dudes, I want to do a little video on ammunition and certain guns that are finicky with ammunition. And these are some of my favorite handguns I got right now, and that's my favorite rifle right now. This is really small, so I can only put so many guns on the table. I'm not going to pull all my guns out. Before I start the video, I want to give Poison Stinger a shout, because if it wasn't for him, it's a long story, guys. I don't want to get into it. We got suckered into this contract for YouTube, and YouTube had nothing to do with it. It was this other place, and I promised I wouldn't mention them, because we came to an agreement. If they let us out, that we would not put up, hate videos about them, because that's what we had to do to get out. It came to that, okay? But Poison Stinger started it, and he's the one that gave us all hope that we might be able to beat this thing. We thought we were screwed, because we signed a contract for 2 years, and we were promised all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to mention anything else like that. All I'm saying is to you this: if you have Google and you have Google AdSense, just leave it alone. Leave it alone, okay? There is one other network that's good, but I'm not going to mention them yet. I just want to wait a little bit. I'm almost 99.9%. It's a great network to get with, and we'll get into that, in a few weeks. But right now, if you're with Google AdSense, just stick with that. So we were approached by this, independent network, and they promised all this stuff, and none of it ever happened. And I was in it for about 6 months, and I lost about $3,000. That's what I lost by joining them. Long story short, Poison Stinger was putting up videos one after another every day, having contests to get people to share the video. And with his persistence, he got their attention, and he wore them down, and he got out of the contract. Now, if he didn't do that, it wouldn't have gave us the ambition to try to do that ourselves. And that's what we did. And they let us out. And that's it. So I just want to thank Poison Stinger. And at the same time, he's got a good channel, very entertaining. He's got a great personality. The guy's like full of, he's like electric, you know what I mean? He's one of, so I'll put his link under the video, and I want to thank him again. Thanks, Russ, for everything you did for us. You made a huge impact. Them videos you did got us all, made a chain reaction, and gave us all the idea to do that, and now we're free of that ridiculous contract. Alright, I want to talk about some ammo that I've been having good luck with. Some guns with certain ammo to run through certain guns that I've been having really good luck with and bad luck with and all that. First, I want to talk about this Ruger Mark III with the 1911 frame. It's called the 2245 Mark III, and this thing, I've had so many of these, okay, and they run so good. They're probably the hardest 22s to take down and clean, but they're really not hard. You just got to get used to it. But at the same time, they're probably one of the most reliable 22s that's out there, okay? This one has a 4-inch barrel. It's got a threaded, see the thread protector nut on the end of it? So it has a threaded barrel. If I ever want to get a sound suppressor, I can. And the reason why I think these, this wonderful design by Ruger, why they're so accurate, not accurate, well they are accurate, why they're so reliable, is because other 22s, like say a 1911 22, say this is a 22, it has a big giant slide on it, and it's heavy, and the powder in this little tiny bullet has to have the gas power, enough strength to blow this big giant slide back. And the 1911 22s run good, but these are still these still run better and these are more reliable. And here's the conclusion that I come up with. The 22, to operate this particular pistol, all it has to do is blow back this little bolt, this tiny little light bolt. It doesn't take much gas power to blow this back, okay? But you really have to rely on the gas power, and you really have to rely on really good ammunition to blow this back. Because this is a lot heavier, it's a lot bigger. It takes more gas. Between that and the spring, you got to run really good ammo. This will run real shitty ammo, and this will run great ammo. Because like I said, it doesn't take much gas to blow this little bolt back. So I think that's the secret in the reliability of these Ruger Mark IIIs. Okay? My favorite 22 ammunition are CCI mini mags. The reason why is they're very high quality. It's very, very rare that you'll get a misfire. Very rare. I mean, it happens a lot in the 22 caliber more than any other caliber, but with these CCI mini mags, they're just very high quality. They're more carefully made, and they are copper coated, not jacketed. They're copper coated, which means it's better to use these than lead, because every time a lead bullet gets fed in the gun, it shaves off the lead, and then you get lead shavings in there, and then after a few hundred rounds, your gun starts jamming. I see it at the shop all the time when people rent the 22s. Because right now, all we have is the cheap lead 22 ammo. We don't have the CCIs. When we have the CCIs, there's barely any problems. As soon as we buy that lead stuff, even though it's from a reputable company, because it's not jacketed or coated with copper, the chamber gets dirty, the feed ramp gets dirty, the rifling gets dirty a lot faster than it would with these. So if you can find these, good luck. We can't find them. We haven't had them, not in weeks, we haven't had them in months. But when these get back into circulation and the ammunition crisis is calming down, stock up on these, because these are the best. They're a few bucks more, but they're worth every penny, okay? Winchester white box is kind of hit and miss. When you buy ammunition like this in bulk, I'm glad to get it, because you know Winchester makes good ammunition, but for some reason these bulk ammunition, sometimes they'll have defective bullets in it or defective rounds of ammunition. They'll have the casings or have a burr in them, or the bullets pushed down too far. Just be careful as you're feeding your mag, as you're taking the bullets out of here and you're feeding your magazine. Keep an eye on the rounds. Make sure they look okay as you're feeding them in, because this one never had a problem until I went to a box of this, and it had one little hiccup. Now, I forgot to check the round to see if there was a problem with it. So, I'm not sure what it was, but it was the last round. So, I'm going to say, because I use this same magazine in all my 1911s because I really like it. The follower was really, really dirty. I took the whole thing apart and cleaned all the gunpowder off the sides of the follower, and now it goes up and down more freely. It was the last round, so I'm going to say magazine dirty or magazine spring error. That's what it was. I'm not blaming the gun, okay? But like I said, it happened with the Winchester, but can't really blame that because I didn't check the bullet. I didn't check the round to see if it was defective. So, but if I ever have problems with jamming or anything, and 90% of the time I'm using this. Anytime I'm using American Eagle, I never have any problems. Never, never, never. I'm becoming a big fan of American Eagle cartridges. They're really awesome. And of course, Remington UMC is probably the cleanest burning ammo I've ever seen. And I never have any problems with Remington UMC. So, when I do have problems, it's usually with this bulk stuff. I guess they just make it fast. they throw it in a box, and the QC department, I don't know, with this particular packaging is probably a little more lax. I understand they're trying to get it out the door. They can't make it fast enough right now. But that's that. AR-15. My particular AR-15 does not like steel. I had a Bushmaster that also hated steel. I don't know why anyone would run steel through their AR. It's bad for your ejector and it's bad for your extractor. But there are ARs that will run steel flawlessly. There's guys at work that have them. Mine doesn't like it. Mine likes brass, and it seems to run this the best. This 5.56 PMC X-Tac. And these are green tips. They don't have to be green tips, but this particular brand and this 5.56, I like 5.56 because it has a little more of a punch than 223. It just gives me that security that I'll have enough blast to operate this this bolt and buffer tube. It'll have enough blast to operate it every time. Okay? How do I know that? Well, I have proof. Because I put a spring in here, a buffer spring in here. It was one of those Dave Tubbs buffer springs. And it's the spring's a little stiffer than your regular AR spring, and it's a high quality spring. But when I ran 223 through it, it didn't have the strength to operate it right. Okay? But when I ran 5.56 through it, the charging handle locked back on an empty mag every time. When I ran 223 through it, sometimes it wouldn't lock back, because that means it wasn't blowing the charging handle completely to the rear so the magazine follower could come up and stop the bolt from going forward. As soon as I switched to 5.56, I never had a problem again. That's how I know 5.56 has a little bit more punch than a 223. There's a lot of guys who argue with that. Oh, 5.56 ain't no different than 223. That's a bunch of bullshit. Okay? So just trust me on that. So what I did was I took that spring out of there. I put the regular stock spring in, and this thing runs like a sewing machine. It's just flawless. But I don't like mixing up my ammo. Once I start buying one kind, I stick with one kind. So I just keep buying 5.56. Yeah. As far as hollow points go, I'm really digging these Spear Gold Dot Duty ammunition, it's called. These are pretty hot. They're very expensive. They're like $40 a box. And what I like about them is they run through my pistols very smoothly because it's a hollow point, but it's nice and rounded off. Everything's rounded off for the feed ramp. So they feed pretty smooth, and they run perfect. And I highly recommend these. If you have a 1911, you know, guns that are kind of finicky with certain kinds of ammunition, and you get hollow points, I suggest either Powerball or, but Powerball's hard to get now. You might be able to find these or try these. I think your 1911 will have no problems running them. All right. PDX 2, 1911s like to run those too. But these have been running great. Like I said, American Eagle's really growing on me. I'm becoming a big fan of American Eagle, so I'm really stocking up on that. I never have any problems. It runs nice and smooth. It feeds beautifully. That's it. And that's it. That's just, I don't want this video to get too long. Just a little update on ammunition. This is great for, you know, guys, new guys that are buying guns. But the most crucial part of this video is this 22 ammo. This ammo, you know, it definitely makes a difference between other different brands. There's little differences, but this makes such a big difference. This CCI mini mags, they make a huge difference between regular lead 22 ammo and these CCI mini mags. It's like a major step up in quality and reliability. That's why I'm showing you guys these. They're very hard to get right now. Christ, I remember I could go in Walmart and get them anytime I want. Now I can't even get them at the gun shop. My gun shop can't even get them. I mean, and he deals with the most biggest ammunition distributors in the country. This guy supplies the military, and we can't get any of this. What the hell's that tell you?